Good morning. Our hand today is Ace 8. So you can see in this hand, folds to me and I raise. I think button raising range, steel raising range. I was looking at, their fold to steel stat, and both of them are pretty high, and we have a lot of hands for both of them. So I think for my range, I'm gonna probably try to steal with most of my hands, basically with all my suited hands and with a huge chunk of my off suited hands. Just going to try to steal. And if they play back at me, I just fold all the weak hands. But we're going to do our button raising range, something just like that. Let's say these were little unknowns. Villain 4 calls. I set up a range like this, which is different than what we normally see. And I do that for a couple reasons. One, he's pretty tight. When we look at his VPIP, it's 18% in the big blinds. He calls 22%. His 3 bets from the big blind is 2%. So 1 out of 62 from that big blind. He's raised more from the small blind. And when we look at his numbers, or when we look at some of the notes, he says 3-bet blind from steals, nines, ace 4 offsuit. Those are the 2 hands that we've seen. His called 2 bets from blinds range: kings, king 10 suited, ace 10 off, 9-4 off. So we're going to use this information as to try to help us narrow down his range. So I think nines plus we're going to have him raise. I think if he's raising, he didn't. We only had 2. If he raised ace 4 off. So I think if he's raising ace 4 off, he's probably also raising ace 5 off suit, and then also the ace 2 to ace 5 suited. So I think these might be in his raising range, and then like ace jack off or ace jack could be in his raising range. I said ace jack offsuit's probably not. The offsuit hand is weaker, but I think he's going to be raising with ace queen. I think king queen is question mark whether or not he raises. I think we could probably leave it in here so that he just calls with them. And then I think your suited broadways down to your suited connectors. I mean, that gets us 16%. It's not. I mean, it's closer to 18%. It's not anywhere close to the 22% that we have him calling. But I think it gives us a decent range. All right, so flop comes out, ace queen 2. Definitely, we've got aces in our range. We've got a lot of aces in our range. He has some aces in his range. He's got some clubs in his range. We have ace queen in our range. I don't think he has ace queen in his range. I don't think I would include ace 2 in his range, at least in real time. I didn't really have that in there. I at the time I didn't think he was going to 3-bet him, or I didn't think he would call with him, and I didn't really look closely and kind of rationalize, well, if he raised with ace 4 off, he's probably also raising with all the small suited aces. I didn't do that in real time, so I think this is a pretty decent flop for us. I guess our decision, if we get better, we can call, we can bet, or we can check behind. I think this could be a bet. We have second pair. Obviously, we don't really have much else to go with it. So I kind of thought we're going to bet here. We might get called. We might pick it up. I'm concerned that if I check behind, then I'm not getting any folds later on in the hand. So if I'm going to try to get some folds, I feel like this is the time to do it. And what kind of hands am I trying to get to fold? Hands that kind of have some equity against me, some of those gut shots. Yeah, I'm ahead, but I got second pair. And I'm not sure if this is correct, if this was the correct line of thinking. Villain called, we get a 2. That didn't help us at all. I don't think that changes. I think if I bet, any hands that he called on the flop is probably going to call again on the turn, because it doesn't, this 2 probably doesn't improve my hand at all. So I checked behind. River was 4, diamond, same thing. That doesn't really improve my hand at all. And I think most players realize those small cards don't improve the hand, so I just checked behind and we went to showdown. So let's check GTO and see how my play is. So here's our GTO. Villain's supposed to check 100%. I did say Villain's not going to donk unless he's shown aggression. He is not donked at all. That could change, but I think I'm the pre-flop aggressor. I think vast majority of players check to us, so it does, and now it's on us. We're going to be betting half the time. We're checking half the time. We are playing some kind of mixed strategy here. We got queen 8. I think I'm going to have to fix this. So, yeah, I don't have it. So let's really go fix this and say I am basically going to steal with virtually everything. Anything that has some major equity. And let's do all and then take out what I won't be doing. So it's probably something like that. Just 100%. He's folding 92%. He's folding 80%. They're folding over 72% of the time. So I think this is just a spot you open raise with everything. So I think we're going to have to rebuild this tree and then run our solver. So let me rerun it and then we'll come back. All right, we're back. So he checks. Now it's on us, and we've got a huge range. So I think that because we have a huge range, we're going to be checking more than we're betting because we miss a lot. I think you can see we don't have a 2. It's a ace 2, queen of diamonds. Queen of diamonds. So let's go ahead, and I think we're going to have to rerun it again. So I'll be back. So I'm still going to go with my idea that I think we're going to be checking more often than betting. And we do. We're checking almost 90% of the time. So it looks like we're betting our sets. Looks like we're betting most of our 2 pair. Most of our top pair is going to be checking, and I think we're checking because we are really trying to protect the rest of our checking range. We're betting ace king offsuits, some of our ace king suited hands. Looks like all of our pocket kings are going to be checking. It's a little surprise. I think I probably would have been betting here, knowing that I'm either way ahead or way behind it. I'm expecting queens to call, so I think that's why I would be betting for value. But I guess since we have so many hands in our range right now that the kings kind of help protect us. Maybe we can encourage some queens to call down, call the turn, or bet the turn, and then we call down. Middle pair, we are mostly checking here. We do have some bets, but mostly check. Weak pairs, the 2s, looks like we are betting some of the time, checking the rest. We're betting some of the really weak ones, so 2-3, 2-4. I think of the low ones because we have some backdoor straight possibility, and then king 2 because we've got kings to block. Kind of take a look at that. King 2 of diamonds. That's backdoor flush draw. Okay. And then we're not really trying to play it overly aggressive. So if I bet and he calls, he's supposed to be calling with, top pair. He's raising with sets. Do I think he's going to be raising with sets on this board? Maybe. Let's see his 3-bet. His check raise, 1 out of 23. I don't know. I don't know if I took any notes on him for his check raise. One time donks flop with top pair or better. Raise flop c-bet with overpair or less and no draw. So I don't think this is a board we're going to see him do that on. So let's say he calls, he checks, and then now we're going to be betting. So hands that we bet previously, we're now betting, and we had quite a few twos in our hand. We're still betting flushes, flush draws. King queen though, that second pair, middle pair, we have some checks. So it looks like king queen's probably checking, king queen offsuit's probably checking, but king queen suited's betting. Queen 5 with queen of clubs is betting, kind of protecting against king queen of clubs, queen jack of clubs. So let's go back and see how I should have played it. So I should have checked it. Villain should be betting his quads, his top pair. Would he bet all those? I don't know. I'd say he checks it. I'd probably not. How he played this hand, he probably checks it, and then we check behind. We do have some bets now. Some of our queen 9 of clubs are betting. We're betting full house, 3 of a kind, 2 pair. Most of our top pairs favoring betting than checking. Our under pairs, our mid pairs, weak pairs are all checking. Our flush draws look to be mostly betting. We check the flop, now we're betting. Probably picked them up, so I'd say we check again, and then it was a 4 of diamonds. Now if we've gone check, 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 and villain bets, we call with those queens. We raise with some of our aces with our top pair hands. I think that's kind of interesting. We've played it slow. 61 and 38. We've played it slow, and then check, 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 and then when he leads the river, we can raise with some of our aces. I think that's really we could probably get a little bit of value from those. I mean, if he leads out and bets, he could be betting finally with jacks or tens. Maybe he's doing it as a bluff, but we're definitely doing 2 pair plus at this point. So our ace 4, ace queen that we have. All right, so check. What if he checks? We're gonna check a lot of hands behind, but now we're gonna go for our value. So instead of going for value on the flop, it looks like we're supposed to try to go for some value on the river. And even with queen 8 of spades, we could be checking this down as well. Queen 8, queen 7, queen 6. What makes those different than queen 3, queen 4, queen 5? Not quite sure. Maybe it's because of the kicker and what the kickers block. I guess having the 3, 4, 5 kind of blocks some of the threes, the ace 3. We don't have those low hands. So what did he show? I believe he showed ace 10 offsuit, so he had us. And that's probably why we're supposed to be checking all the ways, because we assume at some point he's going to be betting that. So yeah, some of his ace 10 he's going to be betting here, and then we call, and then if he bets again, we call again. But if he checks, we still just check behind. So no matter what, we're going for one street of value. It's just when do we get it depends on the action. If villain checks flop and turn, we're gonna try to go for the river. If it goes check all the way and he bets, the river, we call. If we check and he bets the turn, we just call. And then it looks like, so we bet, we call. If he bets twice, we still call. I think we're protecting against some of the bluffs. So if he's betting the flush draws and he misses flush, that's like an obvious bluff opportunity. All right, so I was made my decision on when to try to get a little bit of value at the wrong time. Good to know, kind of make a note of that. So we'll look tomorrow for another hand.